Go live. Okay. Looks like we're going live now. Okay, it says we're live. Excuse me. Sorry for coughing there. Just make it clear my throat here. Since I'm going to be doing some reading, I want to make sure my voice is nice and clear. Okay. So, I've already gone through the preface in chapter 1 on the previous live stream, and today I want to go over chapter 2. It's only a few pages here. It's on the importance of breathing and visualization. Now, before I read this, I just wanted to make a point that, hey, what's up, Lee? Good evening. How are you? Before I start reading chapter 2, I just wanted to make a quick point that Tony Robbins likes to point out. He's saying that information is everywhere. We're not suffering from a lack of information. Hey, Jenna Lisa, what's up, Jenna Lisa? If you guys are not following Jenna Lisa on Instagram, it is incredible. It is amazing. Anyways, Jenna Lisa, welcome. So, Tony Robbins likes to point out that we are living in the information age. We're surrounded by information. So, it's not a lack of information. That's not the problem. It's the information. You could walk up to any 12-year-old kid these days, and he'll be able to spout off all these inspirational quotes and everything. It's everywhere. I mean, it's on memes. So, the information that I'm about to share is not really what's important. What's important is internalizing that information, really owning that information that you're receiving, and feeling it with emotion. Internalizing the information and feeling it with emotion and connecting it with a strong emotion. That way, you literally start to embody the information. You start to apply the information, because knowledge by itself is not power. They say knowledge is power. Not really. Knowledge is potential power, right? Applied knowledge. When we apply the knowledge, when we apply the information that we're receiving, that's when it becomes powerful. So I hope that you, first of all, I hope you like the information I'm about to share, but more than just taking in the information and regurgitating it to someone else, try to take in the information and apply it into your own life and feel the information coming in with some emotion. And that's when you're really going to get the most benefit from it. Lee Rowley says, sweating my brains out in Vegas. Nice. Amanda Elizabeth, hey, what's up? I love your books and love the new series. Oh, nice. Awesome. Go Groomer. Oh, my goodness. Amy Lee is in the house. If you guys are not already subscribed to Go Groomer, she does a show every Monday. Tomorrow, she's gonna stream live every Monday at 5:30, and that's kind of my new hangout spot. Lee, Amy, I will try to join tomorrow. I have 2 Bijans that take me a long time, so I may be finishing up my groom, like my last groom, when I'm watching. So, but anyways, I will definitely join. I'm planning on it tomorrow at 5:30. Okay, so we're gonna go right into it. Chapter 2, the importance of breathing and visualization. Grooming, in my opinion, is the ultimate dog experience. No other activity requires that amount of time, trust, and cooperation. We are in their most intimate spaces, poking, prodding, clipping, etc. Not even a vet spends that much time while asking for that much cooperation. It has taught me to control myself when I feel anxious, worried, upset, or frustrated. This has helped me tremendously with how I view problems and difficulties. By becoming a better groomer, I've become a better husband, father, and friend. I've become a better person, and now I know what it feels like to love my life. I owe all of this to the noble dogs that I've been honored to work with. It is because of this intense feeling of gratitude that I have towards my canine friends that I've decided to write this book. I owe it to them. A little side note, If you guys don't know, I am actually going through a divorce right now. It's pretty much in its final stages, and so I don't know if I have actually become a better husband because now I'm about to be an ex-husband. Um, but this part is true that working with dogs and learning how to control my emotions, it has helped me become a better person, and it has helped me tremendously with how I view and approach problems in difficult situations. I don't think I would have had the strength of character to go through what I'm going through now had I not gone through all of the things that I've gone through with dog grooming. Um, and so I just wanted to be transparent. This part of that one sentence, by becoming a better groomer, I've become a better husband, father, and friend, may not be completely true as far as the husband part. The father part, I believe it is true because no matter what happens and no matter what how my children are dealing with it, because my older daughter got really upset with me, and I understand. But when I'm with them, even when they are behaving in a way that um, I may not particularly enjoy, I am still able to accept it and be understanding and respond in a loving way. And so I believe that the rest of it is true, but I just want to be, transparent. Things have changed since I wrote this book. Okay, so the next paragraph. Moving on. The grooming experience is one of the most intimate moments we are blessed to share with our dogs. Every groom can be a beautiful experience, one that is healing for both the dog and the groomer. It all depends on our approach. How you approach any situation is important, but it is vital when it comes to grooming a dog. If you are nervous or anxious about it, you're more likely to have an unpleasant experience. I used to struggle with every dog I groomed, particularly with the nails. I used to be nervous about clipping nails because I was scared of accidentally making the nail bleed. It always seems to be stressful for both the dog and myself. It's hard to accept, but the problem began before I ever approached the dog. I've made quite a reputation for myself here in Atlanta as the guy everyone calls, not everyone, but the guy people call when they have a problem, quote unquote, problem dog. Whether it's an aggressive, nervous, or hyper dog, it doesn't matter to me. The problem is never the dog, but my response to the dog and how I approach him. I now know that I can successfully groom any dog, no matter how difficult they have been in the past. However, this was not always the case. Being calm and confident does not come naturally to me. Before I got into grooming dogs, I used to worry a lot, and I would often fear the worst. I would always imagine the worst case scenario, no matter what situation I was in. I would toss and turn at nights, and I was always full of anxiety and nervous about everything. Working with dogs has helped me to control my thoughts and emotions, to live in the moment. By having to work with them so closely, it taught me a lot about myself. I realized that I have so many flaws in my character that I've ignored or denied all my life. It showed me how much work I had to do on my own personal character. A wise man once told me, personality may open doors, but it's character that keeps them open. When I started working as a dog bather, I was overweight, taking pain medications for my chronic back pain, smoked cigarettes regularly, and I would often get irritable, excuse me, I would often get irritable with people I care about. I am now pain-free, happy, and free of medications, along with the dangerous addiction to cigarettes. I actually, yeah, I don't even take any pain medication. Yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes. I actually quit smoking weed. I'm ashamed to admit that I did, but as an artist, I mean, anyways, and it really helped with the anxiety and things like that. But then I started using CBD oil, and now I don't even do that. I don't rely on anything anymore, just breathing and being aware of my own thoughts. And rather than try to fight the cravings or fight these negative emotions, now I just learn to dance with them, accept them, and learn to accept them as friends, guiding me and helping me understand myself better. But isn't that amazing? I am a completely changed man, all thanks to becoming a dog groomer. If we are open to it, dogs can teach you to be a better human being by helping us develop our characters. Once the strategies in this book are practiced, you will experience self-confidence and feel empowered in a way that will have positive effects on every area of your life, not just dog grooming. Anyone who has ever played a sport, an instrument, or had to perform in front of a large audience understands the importance of visualization. A very good friend of mine who played soccer most of her life told me that her coaches would always emphasize the importance of positive visualization. Positive visualization is simply imagining a situation happening exactly the way you want it to happen before it actually happens. See yourself doing something perfectly before you approach it. And I'd like to change that word actually because perfect is unattainable. There's no such thing as perfect, right? So I would like to say, see yourself doing something excellently before it actually happens, before you approach it. Our minds are powerful. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. We must have faith in ourselves and believe that we have the ability to help our dogs look and feel their best. In order to become an extraordinary groomer, you must have an extraordinary imagination. A clear picture of the end result you desire is the blueprint to a well-groomed dog. Before actually grooming the dog, first see the entire session going well. See yourself washing a calm and cooperative dog that is grateful for your efforts. See the dog offering you his nails for trimming because he totally trusts you. See it all going so well. It is such an incredibly intimate experience that is literally a labor of love. And your dog appreciates you for doing for him that which he cannot do for himself. Now ask yourself, do I believe this is going to happen? Until the answer is an honest yes, you cannot hope for it to really happen. If the answer is no, it's totally fine. That's okay. The key is to be honest with yourself, and saying yes does no good if you really don't believe it. No simply means that you are now aware of what you want and that your belief in attaining it must change. Anthony Hopkins delivered many great lines in his movies, but my favorite line is in the movie The Edge, where he shouts, whatever one man can do, another man can do. The best way to believe in yourself and change the way you think is to change the way you feel by breathing and relaxation techniques. Breathing is something so obviously important that we often overlook just how important it really is. Ask any professional singer or athlete how important it is to breathe properly, and they will talk your ear off. Really. The technique is called diaphragmatic breathing, but to put it simply, it is breathing with your belly rather than your chest. Just by focusing on our breathing, we become more aware of the moment and everything in it. I have two herniated discs, bad knees, and flat feet. It used to hurt a lot. Oh, I added a lot, but yeah, it used to hurt a lot after a long day of grooming. Sometimes to the point I would worry about having to quit due to the pain. I am now pain-free and enjoy the long days of grooming. I even have the energy at the end of the day to do things I like to do, like cook a delicious dinner for my family. And in this case, I'm alone now, so I cook a delicious dinner for myself. My body felt much better when I began practicing diaphragmatic breathing, breathing deep through your belly. I now catch myself several times throughout the groom holding my breath during these tense moments or when making precision cuts. When I am aware of my breathing, I am immediately aware of muscles that are tensed and my body posture. Then I realize that I'm not in a comfortable position and I readjust to a position that is more relaxed and controlled. By breathing correctly, we become more aware of the moment and we become more centered. Our heart rate slows, our bodies relax, and our minds become sharper. It is not by physical force, but a calm and centered mind that a relationship is formed with the dog. Like any relationship that is worth having, you cannot force it or try to rush it. It must happen naturally and feel effortless. Everything that happens first happens in the mind. Breathe deeply through your belly and close your eyes. Visualize the grooming session again and feel yourself believing you can do it with every breath you take. Once you feel calm and confident, believing that you have everything within you to accomplish anything you set your mind to, you are ready to begin grooming. I began this chapter with the example of clipping nails because this is the area most people, even professional groomers like myself, have trouble with. My wife is the sweetest and most caring person you'll ever meet, and that's still true. That's still true today. But she used to have such difficulty keeping it together when she would clip nails. I would see her face turn red when the dog would continue to fight or protest. Then she started practicing breathing techniques, like slowly and deeply breathing through her belly until she was calm. She would visualize the dog relaxing and accepting the activity while inhaling, then clip the nail during the exhales. She is now a nail clipping master, if there is such a thing. Rather than focus on techniques and strategies, try to be more aware of the moment and be creative when it comes to the challenging parts of the groom. Because every dog is different, the approach and specific plan of action will also have to be different with every dog. But these two factors of the approach will always be the same for every dog we groom. Believe the groom will go well while visualizing it happening, and remember to breathe. Also, make sure to put cell phones and watches away. Not because they may get wet. Sorry, I forgot to turn my cell phone on silent here. Excuse the interruption. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's see here. Where were we? I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I'm just going to read this over again. Because every dog is different, the approach and specific plan of action will also have to be different with every dog. But these two factors of the approach will always be the same for every dog we groom. First, you got to believe that the groom will go well while visualizing it happening, and remember to breathe. Also, make sure to put cell phones and watches away, not because they may get wet, but because they are distractions. This is our time to bond with our dog, to connect with her in a way nature intended. Forget time exists. Clear your schedule for the day and don't take any calls or reply to any messages. Obviously, this doesn't apply to professional groomers. This is more for the dog owner when you're grooming your dog at home. Clear your schedule for the day and don't take any calls or reply to any messages. All of that can wait. Right now, we are earning the trust, respect, and love our dogs have. Love of our. We're okay. Right now, we are earning the trust, respect, and love our dogs have for us. I put has for us. There's a misspell there. Have for us by giving her the gift of our time and attention. The rewards we will reap in return are immeasurable. They will not understand that we must be at a meeting in 2 hours. All they know is that we are feeling tense, so they will feel tense. Oh no. All they know is that we are feeling tense, so they will tense up too, causing us to feel frustrated or upset that this is not happening fast enough. They will not understand that we're only feeling this way because we have other responsibilities to tend to. They will think that we are frustrated or upset with them. This is what causes the unpleasant experiences. When we are tense and rushing, can we blame the dog for not liking bath time? So just breathe, relax, and enjoy yourself. This is the ultimate dog experience. There's no need to rush it. Now, I'd like to share the appointment I actually did today. Two Great Pyrenees. Now, the first one, Sebastian, he's big and strong and super scared of everything. It actually took several months, maybe almost a year now, where I'm actually able to even groom him. Before he would see me and growl and bark and run away, and he wouldn't even let me touch him. He wouldn't even let me approach him. So I only groomed Belle, who is the female Great Pyrenees who came from the rescue, and she was actually in a kennel, like in a big outside cage, um, her whole life before my client adopted her. So the first time I groomed her, it was really scary because she was biting and everything, and she still does that now. Today even, she bit me several times, but it's not to hurt, and she's not scared of me anymore. It's just that's how she reacts to when it's kind of painful and the comb and brush catches. But again, just breathe and visualize, see it going well, and believe that she's not going to hurt me. And I just went through. And then Sebastian, the same thing. There was a couple times he growled at me and showed me his teeth because I was combing in, in his sensitive areas. And he's still not that comfortable with me. But I was calm, I breathed, and the way I touched him, I just let him know that I'm not gonna hurt you. You're okay, buddy. And because I trusted him and because I believed that it was gonna go well, it went well. And they both are, feeling so soft and silky and comfortable now. And Sebastian, who usually, when he was out in their backyard, even when they opened the door, if I was inside, he would not come in. But this time, I opened the door because he wanted to come in, and he hesitated for a second. I was like, "Come on in, Sebastian." He came right in, walked right by me. And that's huge progress. And that's the thing. It's like, as long as we keep ourselves calm and centered, and the dogs will feel that. But if we start to feel frustrated or worried or anxious or scared or fearful, they feel it as well. And they don't rationalize. They're not like, "Oh, this person must have another appointment," or, like he's feeling this way because he had an argument with his. No, they don't think about it. All they know is he's feeling this way. I don't like it. Like, so the best way is in through your nose, fill your belly, breathe with your belly, exhale with your mouth. And there's a book called The Full Catastrophe Living, where the author John Kabat-Zinn goes into breathing techniques pretty deeply. He goes into detail. The reason why diaphragmatic breathing is so effective in resetting um, our biology, pretty much how we're actually physically vibrating, and we're going to get to that in the next chapter, I believe. But our bodies physically change. It has a physical, literal effect on our bodies because he's saying, imagine that you're standing at the ocean, right? You're standing at the edge of the ocean where the waves are coming and crashing in. He's saying it's chaotic, it's you could feel the full force of the waves coming in and crashing onto the beach. But if you go deeper into the ocean, right, go a little deeper, then instead of all these crashing waves, it's more just a swell, up and down, just more of a swell. And he's saying the same thing is true with our bodies. When we breathe with our chest, it's shallow breathing. We're in the shallows, and that's where we feel all of the chaos, and we feel all of the, strong emotions that we can experience. I guess all the fear, anxiety, nervousness, frustration, all of that, anger even. We feel it more when we breathe through our chest because we're breathing shallow. But when you breathe through your belly, it's like going deeper into the ocean. And now, rather than feeling all of the chaos of the crashing waves, it's more just a swell up and down, and you can let it ride, just you can let it pass. So that's the analogy that John Kabat-Zinn gives in that book, The Full Catastrophe Living. It's a handbook to living, and it's a really good analogy, I believe, and it helps when you're grooming dogs. Let's see here. Lee says she's amazing. Ah, nice, awesome. So, if anybody's still watching this, I'm sorry for all the hiccups while I was reading this. The more I read my own book, I realize this is not a very well written book. And it actually is much better because my friend Tiffany Moses helped edit this. It says right there, edited by Tiffany Moses. I don't know if you can see that, but anyways, so my friend, who is also a very dear client of mine, she helped me edit this book. But she's not a professional editor either. She was helping me out and doing a favor. And so there are a couple typos and things like that. And also, my sentence structure is it's pretty amateurish. I'm a very amateur writer, I guess. And so I realized it's not a very well written book, but I feel like some of the ideas that I wanted to share in the book, it is going to be helpful, especially for dog owners who are trying to groom their own dogs, and also newer groomers who may be having a little bit of difficulty um, grooming dogs that are not very cooperative, or dogs that are fearful or nervous or anxious. These dogs, when they present a challenge, a real big obstacle for groomers, especially when we have other dogs that we have to get groomed for that day, and this dog is not really cooperating with us. You just want to breathe, control your breathing, and visualize, see the dog behaving better. The nails, especially for today, I had two Great Pyrenees who don't really like their nails or feet being touched. But instead of, forcing and grabbing and fighting with them, just, calmly. And then I just let go sometimes, just let them, and then pick the foot back up, let it go, pick it back up. And I visualize, I imagine the dog, cooperating and trusting me. And then I breathe in and visualize it happening well. And then when I breathe out, clip. Breathe in, and I was going to breathe out, clip. And I even filed all their nails. It's incredible when we change how we feel and we change our own belief about the situation literally changes. Um, Gogumer says, I just love when you read to us. Now my mind is clear and I have to turn in for the night. Good night all, and thanks June. Love your live chats. Oh, thank you, Amy. I will see you tomorrow for your live stream, and I really appreciate everybody who is watching this. Um, if you would like a copy of my book, you can just go to my website, junethegroomer.com, and there's an article there that says download both of my ebooks for free, and if there's a Google Drive link, just click it. You can download the PDF version for both of my books, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's helpful and beneficial to you. Thank you so much for your time. I honor the light in you that's also in me. Namaste.